Hello guys, it's John from the Body Engineers, and in today's workout I've got a cool little 20-minute metabolic conditioning workout. We're going to be doing 8 exercises in a row and 2 rounds with 40 seconds work and then followed by 20 seconds rest. So what we're going to be doing is a full body workout. We're going to start with a lower body exercise, then we're going to go to upper body, then back to lower body, alternating for the 8 rounds. Then you're going to get a little break, and then we're going to go back and do the same circuit for at least one more time. So what we're going to do to start with, I'll just quickly explain the exercises and then we're going to go through it together. So for the first exercise, we're going to do a front squat. So all you need for this workout is a pair of dumbbells and a chair. So for the front squat, you're going to place the dumbbells on your shoulders. And then what I've got here is a strip which you're going to use if you need it, that is. So if you have trouble getting into a deep squat. So for me, when I have my feet flat on the ground, I can't, because I've got a little bit of tighter ankles compared to some other people, I find it hard to get into a low position with my squat. So by putting your heels on the edge of a strip or a slightly elevated surface, it just reduces the amount of dorsiflexion you need in your ankles, and then may allow you to get lower in the squat. So for me, I can get lower when my heel is elevated slightly. So we're going to do this for 40 seconds. So it's a front squat with the dumbbells on your shoulders, keeping your elbows nice and tall, so you're keeping a nice straight back. And then we're going to go into a slow tempo push-up. So then going to bring the dumbbells down to the floor, have them shoulder width apart, and then it's slow tempo. So we're going to go really slowly. So probably around 5 seconds down, 5 seconds up. So you're only going to get about probably four reps in the 40 seconds for each round. And then we're going to go into a rear foot elevated stationary lunge. So that's what we've got the chair here for. You're just going to place one foot on the chair and then slowly going down, driving through the floor. So we're going to do that for 40 seconds as well, 40 seconds on the other side. And then we're going to go into a Renegade Row. So what we're going to do with that is you're going to bring the dumbbells down onto the floor into a plank. Make sure you get a nice strong plank first. So you're going to have the feet a little bit wider than shoulder width, hands close together, and then you're rowing backwards, pausing, and then again, row on the other side, pause at the top. So the main thing with this is to try and make sure your hips are not moving whilst you're rowing. So it's kind of an anti-rotation exercise for your abdominals and around the core area. And then we're going to go into dumbbell or body weight jump squats. So with this one, you can have the dumbbells in the middle, and it's just little mini jumps. It's very low impact, just keeping nice tension in the muscles there. And just don't worry about going too high, particularly if you have dodgy knees, or if that is uncomfortable for you, you can do kind of speed squats without weight. And then we're going to go into bicep curls with the dumbbells for the 7th exercise. So nice tall posture, and then you're just curling up, keeping the elbows back. So this is a bit of a little bit more of a rest exercise compared to some of the other ones, particularly after doing the jump squats. So just pausing at the top, and then we're going to go into a bent over row for the last one. For this one, you're going to bring the elbows out to the side a bit more and squeezing at the top. So that will be the 8 exercises we're going to do. I'm going to show you all of them again, obviously, as we go through it, and we're going to do it together. So I'm going to have got my timer over here, and we're going to follow the times. It's going to be 40 seconds for each one, followed by 20 seconds rest. 8 exercises, 8 rounds, and we're going to have a little break for about 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll get straight back into the second round. So first exercise we're going to start with is the front squat with the dumbbells. So in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So place the dumbbells on the top of your shoulders, so heels on the edge of an elevated surface, knees forward, hip back, just nice and slow on the way down. Keep the elbows up, so you're keeping a nice neutral spine. If you let the elbows drop, that means that you won't keep that nice straight back. That's it, just driving through the floor. In 10 seconds left for this round. Just make sure the knees are going over the feet and they're not coming in too much. If they're coming in too much, then maybe you might want to change the exercise there. Okay, so a little break there, and then we're going to go into the slow tempo push-up in 5 seconds. So into a nice sort of strong plank first, hands slightly wider than shoulder width, and then slowly down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So just make sure you're going nice and slow on the way up. You can go on the knees if you find the full push-up a bit hard. Nice slow tempo, but the main thing is to keep moving with this one. 20 seconds, slowly down, and then slowly up. So when you go slowly, you really start to feel all the muscles working a lot more than if you're doing it fast. So it's a lot more effective with muscle activation. Also just feeling if you don't feel like some of your joints are feeling as good. And rest there. Then we're going back up onto your feet, and then we're going to use a chair for the rear foot elevated stationary lunge. So 1 foot on the chair. Make sure you got balance. Now you might only want to just do this body weight if you find this challenging. And let's go. So slowly down and then driving through the floor. So you're just leaning back. Push. Now you may not even need as high an elevation as this for your back leg. So it does make it quite a bit harder, and it gets kind of a bit awkward on your toes. So you could just put your toes on the chair like this. Whew, it burns. Few more seconds. Just make sure again the knee is going over the foot, and rest there. Shake it out a little bit. So with this for me actually is a little bit too high for the foot. So in the next round I'll show you a different version you could do, which is just as effective. So in a few more seconds you're going to set up for the the other side, next round. So other foot on the chair, knee forward, hip back. So just knee forward just a little bit, and then you're just dropping straight down. That's it. Just nice slow tempo, pushing your foot into the floor. Really activate the glutes, quads. Push and lean back. Five seconds. And rest there, just shake it out a little bit. Then we're going down onto the floor into a plank next. So you can have the dumbbells front to back like this for this one, and just shoulder width apart. Come onto a nice strong plank. Have the feet wider. Now to start with, you might want your hands a bit closer together actually. And then you're going to row back. Hold the position, and then back to the other side. Just make sure you hold, and make sure you're not moving at the hips. So make sure you're not rotating like this. Just row back, hold it, and then slowly down. Row, hold, back. So you should feel this mostly in the core, a little bit in the back, but really this is not going to be much of a back exercise. It's more just for the core. Just keep everything nice and tight. Keep your abs tight. A few more seconds, and rest. And then we're coming back onto your feet for the jump squats. So again, you can use this just with dumbbells, or if you want to make it a bit easier, you can do body weight. So in 5 seconds, so feet wider than your hands, you're going to be in this position, and then just little jumps. Low impact, but you're keeping the tension. Making sure the knees go over the feet again. That's it. 20 seconds. If it gets too hard, you can just drop the dumbbells. Whoop. And then Just carry on like this. That's it, keep going. 3 seconds. And rest. Whew. And then shake it out a little bit. And you're gonna grab the dumbbells again. And then we're going back into bicep curls, standing in 5 seconds. So nice tall posture for this. Feet are gonna be shoulder width apart. And then slowly curl up, hold at the top, and then slowly back. This is a bit more of a rest, but still should be challenging for your biceps. And again, you might, if you find the weight might be a bit too easy for this, if it is easy, then you can kind of pulse to the top like this. Kind of hold it in the more challenging position. Or hold it here and just do little pulses up and down. And you'll really feel it in the bicep, particularly if the weight is a bit too easy. Good. And then the last exercise is going to be the bent over dumbbell row. So with this one, you want to make sure your back is nice and neutral and straight. You're not rounding the back, so you're pushing the hips right back. Elbows pointing out to the side slightly for this one, because we're going to go out to the side a bit more. Difference when your elbows are in. So you're just going to out to the side, pause, squeeze the shoulders, and then slowly down. So out, hold, squeeze, and then slowly back. That's it. And then you're trying to keep moving. Try not to pause too much at the bottom. Squeeze, and then slowly down. Hold. 10 seconds. Good. Keep moving. And rest. Okay. And that is the end of the first round. So grab a quick water break, have a little rest for a minute or so, and then I'll see you in the next round. All right, guys, so for the second round, if you find the chair is too high, if you have something kind of at this height, this would be absolutely perfect. Now this variable step that I have here is really good for at home actually, because you can actually lift this up, take it apart, and then fold it into a closet. So this is perfect. So if you have something that's this kind of height, this would be the best. You'll probably notice the difference. You'll probably feel better on your hip and the back leg, so it's not getting stretched too much, which may become a problem, and also might feel better on your feet as well. So we're going to go back to the first exercise. It's going to be the front squat in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So if you have some more weight, then obviously try to do a heavier weight for the next round, particularly if it wasn't too difficult. So knees forward, hip back, elbows up, keep a nice straight back, and then you're just keeping your feet around shoulder width, whatever width is most comfortable for you to allow you to get into the deepest position whilst also maintaining a neutral back. So pause and then drive back up. 10 seconds. Knees forward, hip back. Making sure the knees are going over the feet, not going inside or outside too much. And rest there. So then we're going to go back into the push-up. So hands are going to be slightly wider than shoulder width, so that when you're at the bottom, your elbows are kind of at 90 degrees, which you'll see in a second. So it's about that kind of width for me. So up into a plank, and then slowly down. Really slow. Just try and find that point where you feel the shoulder blades coming right together, and then slowly back up. So you should only get about 5 or so reps in this time. So only 40 seconds. Now again, if it gets too difficult, just go to the knees. Just make sure that the hips, shoulders and knees are in the same plane. They're in a straight line. That's it. Slowly down, squeeze the shoulders. That's it. Pause and back up. Okay. And then we're going into the rear foot elevated stationary lunge. So yeah, for this one, just putting the foot on a slightly lower platform. Now you'll probably see that it feels a lot better. The only issue with this is when you're pushing your toes back. If your big toe is a little bit stiff, then it may not feel great, but you can try to kind of put your toe right on the top like that, and it will feel a lot better, although it becomes a lot harder that way. So you're just keeping the foot straight ahead, knee forward, hip back, driving through the floor. You should feel this a lot in the glutes and quads. Good. Just over 10 seconds. And if you want to make it harder, just pulse to the bottom more. Makes it really hard. Good. I'm going to flip this around. Okay, then we're going to the other side. So the other foot in front, other foot back. So right on your toes on the back foot. In a few seconds. So knee forward, hip back. Drive down. Just try and find your end range. And then try and keep moving. Push through the floor. That's it. And also, if you have like 2 heavier dumbbells, you could just use 1 dumbbell with this to make it a bit easier. You could just hold one like this and do the same thing. Say if you have 2 20-pound dumbbells, then that would be easier. 10 seconds left. Or if it's pretty easy with 1, you could use 2. Or none. Okay. And shake it out there. And then we're going back down onto the floor. So into a plank for the Renegade Row. This is more of an abdominal exercise. So if the first round it was a bit easier, you could bring your hands a bit wider apart and feet a bit closer together to make it a bit harder. And you're going back, hold it, and then slowly down. Hold, and then slowly back. Keeping the hips, everything nice and strong. Squeeze the abs. Pause, and then back down. You want to kind of use this kind of control, otherwise you're not going to feel it in the right places. And you also make it a bit easier that way. Pause. That's it, a few more seconds. Ooh. And back on your feet. So for the jump lunges next, so with dumbbells or body weights if you want to make it easier. So dumbbells inside of your legs. Feet are going to be shoulder width, slightly turned out. So then you're doing a squat and then a little jump. Let's go. Let's really push it this round. Nice and smooth, all with control. Soft landing. You want to make it as low impact as possible, but still keep the tension. Good. Again, you could just do speed squats if you find the jumping too high impact. 10 seconds. Ooh, that burns. Okay, and then we've got dumbbell bicep curls next. In 10 seconds. Try not to drop the weights if you can. Keep them in your hands. 3 seconds. So nice tall posture. Curl up, hold it. Slowly back. Try and resist the burn. Keep everything moving, try and push through it. That's it. Pause. 10 seconds. Okay, drop them down if you need to. So one more exercise left. We've just got the bent over row, and then that's it. Now, if you want to do this one more time, you can, of course. But 2 rounds is pretty good for this kind of exercise, this kind of routine, particularly if you haven't been doing too much recently. So feet are going to be hip width apart, push the hips right back, and then you're rowing out and up. So you're trying to keep the hand underneath the elbow the whole time. Pause, and then slowly back. Pause, and then slowly down. That's it. Just keep it slow, squeezing at the top. If you go too quick, you won't really feel where your end is too much. You just end up blowing past it, and you might irritate your shoulder eventually. If you want to be less stiff and feel less joint stuff, slower is better. All right, and that is it. Well done, guys. So that is it for this workout. Again, if you want to do this one more time, then feel free to do another round. If you like this workout, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be updating videos like this, or including or uploading videos like this on a weekly basis, and we will be including a lot more videos on the fundamentals of training and working around injuries, and in order to optimize your body in the best way possible. So remember, guys, to be your best you.
The Body Engineers.